I actually didn't think it was gonna be this big.
I absolutely crashed last night. The big margarita plus not having slept much the night before. I crashed the second we got into the car.
How we doing?
It's hit me. It's hit
So I'm driving.
But luckily, Bobby got us here safe and sound. Yesterday, we drove from where we landed in Phoenix through Sedona and then to the Grand Canyon where we stayed the night. So we stayed at Red Feather Lodge, and now we're gonna go out and explore the Grand Canyon. But I have to say that I actually do not recommend this place. I would not stay here again. The walls are paper thin. Like the second we walked into the room last night, I could already hear people in the other rooms. Obviously, there was nothing I could do at that point, and then I thought I would sleep like a log with the lack of sleep from the night before, but instead I woke up like a bajillion times over the night of people being loud around me, or probably not even being that loud, just the walls are so thin. And then we hadn't set an alarm because we're just like, let's just let ourselves sleep in. But at 7 freaking a.m. outside of our window, this woman was like full on yelling at people to load their bags into this tour bus and just was yelling for a good 15 minutes. After that, I was just turned to Bobby. I'm like, are you awake? Because I'm up now. And he's like, yeah, I'm up too. So there went any idea of sleeping in. So yeah, personally would not recommend, but it did the job. And now first things first is to get some breakfast, and then we're gonna head out and see the humongous canyon. I'm keeping breakfast light today. I mean, if you didn't even call this breakfast, I'm just having a green juice. And also some coffee, because I actually ended up only having 1 cup of coffee yesterday, which was unheard of. At breakfast, we decided that we wanted to make it to Horseshoe Bend for sunset. This gave us only about 6 hours to see as much of the Grand Canyon as we possibly could. The 30+ minute long wait heading into the park entrance certainly did not help with that goal. But luckily, our first decision inside the park was a good one. After entering, we turned right onto Desert View Drive and headed that direction, while most people turn left and head towards the visitor center first. This meant that we were able to avoid the crowds for the first hour or two we were in the park. Oh my God, I'm so excited. We just pulled up to the first sightseeing spot. Literally, we weren't intending to stop, but I looked out the window and I could not resist stopping. Oh my God. Wow. That is so incredible. Is that not incredible?
Wow, it's not too windy either. Beautiful.
This is like the perfect experience right now. It's not windy, it's not crowded. We just have this viewpoint to basically ourselves. Oh my gosh.
I actually didn't think it was gonna be this big.
I can't believe it. I can't believe
I
it.
didn't think we were gonna. I did not think we'd be able to see the whole thing from one spot. I know it's like hundreds or thousands of miles,
Oh yeah.
but I just meant like across and deep.
How big did you expect the Grand fucking Canyon to be?
About halfway across of what we can see is what I would have thought the max width was.
Comment down below how many people you think have tried to take a photo here and died. Even though I laughed when Bobby said that he didn't expect the Grand Canyon to be this big, I also kind of expected the Grand Canyon to be a bit overrated. It is the second most visited national park in the US every year, and it's not that I didn't expect it to be amazing, I just expected that it wouldn't be as amazing as the number of visitors make it out to be. But I can admit when I'm wrong, and the Grand Canyon is absolutely incredible. With daylight ticking away, we headed towards the visitor center. We took some of their advice on what to do with a half day, and we headed out to Mather Point and then walked about a mile along the rim trail towards Yavapai Point.
Oh look, squirrel.
I kind of expected that every other viewpoint was gonna be just as good, even though the Mather Point one is the most popular viewpoint. But I have to say, it's the most popular for a reason. It's a pretty damn epic viewpoint. There's so many funny things we hear just as like people are walking by, but we heard like the most hilarious thing. This one was like, somebody asked her, like one of her kids was like, how long ago do you think this was made? She's like, I think like 500 years. Like, guys, just FYI, the Grand Canyon was not created 500 years ago. It was literally created 5 to 6 million years ago. Just imagine thinking that this entire thing is like post-Columbus era. Next stop was Grand Canyon Village. Unfortunately, we actually thought this was the biggest waste of our time, especially when we didn't have much time. We wanted to take the Red Line bus that leaves from there and take it along a route that you're not able to drive yourself, but unfortunately the line was so long that we just did not have the time for it. Plan B was hiking a very small part of the Bright Angel Trail. We're on our way out of Grand Canyon National Park, but quickly we're stopping at LaPan Point, which provides the longest perspective view of the Colorado River apparently, so we'll see. We left the Grand Canyon through the East Desert View entrance and raced towards Horseshoe Bend. We barely made it in time. The path from the parking lot to the actual viewpoint is surprisingly long, but we made it just in time to catch the end of the sunset. We are now checked into our hotel in Page, Arizona, which is where we're staying for all of our adventures in Antelope Canyon. We're about to go head to get some food because Grand Canyon was insanely scarce when it came to the food sources. So we are absolutely starving. Everything in Page and Antelope Canyon will be in the next vlog, so make sure to check that out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.